So yesterday I had an order on Etsy for $527, and you know what? It got me thinking. This is exactly why I stopped selling digital products and instead focused on selling physical products like print-on-demand clothing and accessories. Because the reality is, if I had been selling digital products, I'd have never gotten $527 from a single order. Nope. Despite the fact that right now on YouTube, videos on digital products are super trendy right now, my personal opinion is that physical products are just better. They are easier to make, they're easier to sell, and perhaps most importantly, they make more money. And I know that because digital products are super trendy right now, that is a very controversial hot take, but I am willing to defend it in this video. So let's start my defense by discussing why physical products make more money than digital products. And to understand why, let's start out by breaking down that order. So I did not earn $527 in profit from that sale. Nope. My profit margins on average per item were about 30%, which is pretty average for most print-on-demand stores. But something that is very important to note is that it wasn't for a single item, it was for a bulk order of 18 products. Most likely, my guess is the customer was purchasing them as niche gifts for some sort of themed party or event. And this here is exactly why physical products are so great. If you want to purchase products for multiple people or as multiple gifts, you have to buy more than one. You have no choice. If you have 18 different people that you need to give a gift to, then you need to buy 18 different gifts. You can't just buy, say, one mug and then copy it magically 18 different times. Whereas, let's take one of the more popular digital products on Etsy here, the flower poster set. Well, if you wanted to have these posters in 2 different rooms in your house, would you buy this item twice? No. Instead, you would buy it once and then just copy it and print it out twice yourself. Which is exactly why getting a $527 order, even if it does have a 30% profit margin, is practically a fairy tale for most digital product stores because they miss out on one of the easiest ways to scale your profits, which is getting customers to order multiple products from you by upselling them into purchasing multiple items at once. That is the real way to make massive e-commerce profits. And it also doesn't help for digital products that it's easier to make more money per sale with physical products. And that's because of perceived value. So perceived value basically refers to how much the customer perceives a value to be worth. And physical products such as mugs, posters, and t-shirts have a much higher perceived value than digital products. And that is for 2 obvious reasons. The first reason is that physical products are tangible. You're getting something that you can actually hold or wear or gift, whereas a digital product is intangible. A customer can't hold it, it doesn't feel as valuable. And the second reason is that physical products are a lot more convenient and essentially pre-made. When you buy a poster, it arrives in the mail and you can just stick it up on your wall immediately. Whereas if you buy a digital file to print onto a poster, well, you have to actually print that out and make the poster yourself. Case in point, let's again use the flower niche as an example. So take a look here at one of the more popular flower t-shirts here on Etsy. You can see that it's selling for about $16, whereas that really popular digital downloadable poster set, in contrast, is selling for just $4.50. But Sarah, I can hear you say, it's essentially free to resell those flower posters because there's no production costs, whereas if you want to sell that t-shirt, you have to account for the production cost. And fair enough. So then, let's use Monster Digital, my favorite Printify t-shirt provider, for this example. Using a profit calculator, we can see that selling a digital poster set for $4.50 leaves you with about $3.60 in profit after Etsy fees, whereas that t-shirt, if we purchased it from Monster Digital, it leaves you with a profit of nearly $5 per sale after Etsy fees and production costs. So not only do physical products have more opportunities for upsells, but they also have more opportunities to earn more money per sale too. Can someone please explain to me why everybody is so obsessed with digital products? Plus, even more annoying, digital products are much harder to make. And to explain why, let me ask you a question. For this popular t-shirt here, How many pictures were required to make it? One, just one. You upload a single flower onto a t-shirt and that's it. Boom, you're done. Now, back to the popular digital posters. How many pictures were required to make it? 9 pictures. Because the perceived value of digital products is so low with customers, the general strategy to be able to bump up your product price is to give the customers more images or more files in bulk. But that also means that you have to sit at your computer desk and make all of these different designs. Even worse, oftentimes, especially for printable products like this, customers expect them to come in a range of different formats. So case in point, when you buy this product, you aren't just buying 9 different poster images, you're actually buying 45 because they have resized them into a range of different poster sizes. Whereas to print a flower t-shirt, you just upload one single image and that is it. The printer will automatically resize it for you to fit onto different sizes of t-shirts. And this actually leads me onto my next point. Physical products are practically as passive as digital products if done right. So probably the biggest argument I've heard in favor of digital products over physical products is that digital products are very passive. And they are, I'm not going to deny that. The moment a customer purchases a digital product, they are immediately sent a download link and they can just download it from you. But here's the thing, if you're selling print-on-demand physical products, 99% of the time it is just as passive. When a customer comes and buys, say, a t-shirt from me, the print-on-demand app sees the order, they send it to the print shop who then prints my t-shirt, packages it up and ships it out to the customer. They add in the delivery tracking code into the app and the customer automatically receives it. All of this is literally hands off. I have to do nothing. And yes, I will admit that because you are literally selling a physical item that gets shipped, that there are occasionally some manual tasks you will need to do. For example, if a customer orders a package from you and they live in Brazil, legally in Brazil their tax code needs to be on the package. So your print-on-demand provider is going to ask you to add it in manually into their shipping details. But guess what? It takes like 5 minutes to email the customer, ask them for their tax code, and then to add it into the order as a shipping note. And for the occasional manual task like that, I am more than happy to have my store be able to do over $500 for a single order rather than $4.50. And by the way, speaking of passive income, if you would like to learn how I earn passive income from selling print-on-demand products every day, you should be sure to download a copy of my free ebook, which I'll have a link to in the video description below. I also have a beginner-friendly print-on-demand video course, the Ecom Clubhouse, which shows you how to set up a print-on-demand store on Etsy step by step. If you would like to see if my course is right for you, you'll also find a link to it in the video description below. But for now, back to the video, and let's discuss how physical products have also allowed me to travel the world in business class and first class for free. And that is because of production costs. They can actually be a hidden benefit. So for that $527 US order, I had to spend about 601 New Zealand dollars on production costs. That is because of the fact that the New Zealand dollar is really weak against the US dollar. And well, I paid for it with my Amex Platinum. It's a credit card that's available in many countries worldwide. With this, for every 1 New Zealand dollars I spend, I get 2 Amex points. So that means then that for that order, I got 1,202 reward points, which is amazing because with credit card points, you can exchange them for a range of different rewards. And for me, I love to use those points to transfer them over to airlines, with Singapore Airlines being my favorite one. By doing this, I've been able to fly me and my family business class and sometimes even first class around the world, something I would never get to do with digital products since you have no production costs. So not only do I make more money per sale, but by using credit cards, I also get to practically fly for free as well. And something else that I love about physical products is they're harder to steal. You think about it, right? If you sell, say, digital poster files on Etsy, when the customer purchases them from you, you are essentially sending them high quality file images of your designs. Well then, what is stopping scammers from just re-uploading your pictures somewhere to resell them? Not much, really. Whereas if you were selling physical prints of your designs, it's a lot more work, to steal them. They'd either have to buy a poster image and then scan it, or they would have to redraw the image themselves, which is a lot more time consuming or potentially expensive. But with all of this being said, I should clarify something. Digital products are still an amazing opportunity, even if I don't think they make as much money. It's true, just because I've realized that physical products are right for me doesn't mean that I expect them to be right for everyone. And you know, while they might be less profitable than physical products, they can still make a lot of money. Look how much Allura, the Etsy research app, estimates that flower digital poster set has made. So, you know, I do still see the value in them, even if I'm just going to stick to physical products for now. So yes, I know that my opinion is pretty controversial. Do you agree or disagree with me? Feel free to tear me apart in the comments. And to learn more about how you can use ChatGPT to create products to sell, watch my next video here on screen, and I'll see you in the next video.